All right, these coals are good to go. Couple of splits of cherry. And let's go with one hickory to get this thing going. Make sure we get a good coal bed. Aldis brisket, all right, Texas style is what it claims. I'm not much for stuff that's already pre-seasoned, but it's usually only me that eats the brisket. My wife will eat a couple of slices, and that's it. So this is only 3 pounds. So let's see what it's about. I'm probably just gonna wash all this slime off. Okay, it doesn't really smell that bad. It smells kind of like a commercial rub. We've got some hard fat that we can trim up a little bit. The hard fat and the small cut that this is, it will have a hard time to render it down in the amount of time that we're going to cook it in. So we're going to get rid of most of this big hard fat cap. A little bit of brown meat right here. All right. We'll hit a little bit of Worcestershire for a binder. We'll go a little bit heavy with some black pepper. Like I said, I don't know what they seasoned this thing with. It said spices and onion and, you know, all that other crap. It smelled like a generic brisket rub. Or not even really a brisket rub, but, you know, standard barbecue. And we will hit it with some Sucklebuster's 1836 beef rub. It's salt, pepper, garlic. Standard fare. I think it might have some paprika and onion in it too, but it's got some coarse pepper, good flavor. I don't want to go too heavy on the seasoning because I don't know how it's going to taste being pre-seasoned with their stuff. And it's not a huge piece of brisket, so we don't want to overkill it with salt. All right, we're going to call that bad boy good. All right, we got us some Yardbird. All right there, that's mostly skin. It's kind of gummy. It ain't cutting with the shears, so you just get the knife. Backbone, you can save that for stock, or you could toss it. Flip him over, and let's break his back or his chest bone, whatever's left of him. And then we will have a spatchcocked bird. Sometimes I'm not big on smoked chicken skin. I'll just trim off some of this excess. I mean, it's a lot. And it's just gonna sit there and gather in the bottom of the smoker. There's really no use for it. I know it seems kind of boring just hitting it with the SPG, but that's what I like. Close this up. We're sitting there at 325 as we're at, which I'm going to kind of do this brisket kind of hot and fast anyways. It's noon and I want to have it done by dinner, so we'll just see how it goes hot and fast. Yeah, let's see how he does like that. Okay, so it looks like it's settled in at 300, maybe a little bit over, with the water pan and the meat in the cooker. A nice old hunk of cherry. And now what I'll do is I'll open this door and let it get a bunch of air so that cherry can ignite, that new split ignites, and we don't get a bunch of dirty smoke into the cook chamber. Okay, that log's doing pretty good. As you can see, we're still getting clean smoke out of there. So I'll go ahead, close this door up. Let things kind of chill out. But once it settles in, hopefully it drops back down to, 300. If it runs at 325, I'm cool with it. As long as the smoke's clean, and that's really it. As long as the smoke's clean and we don't overcook our food. It's popping up to 350. We'll open this up for a second, let some of the heat out. Don't that look like a tri-tip? That's crazy. We ain't cooking it like a tri-tip though, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, that big old cherry split, it's screaming hot. This is just some of the stuff you have to do when you're running an offset, when you're cooking with real fire. I don't mind it. I'm outdoors. It's nice out. I'm enjoying myself, getting some sun. It's supposed to be like 90 degrees today. So it's going to do what it's going to do. I said it's a good size split, and this cherry burns kind of hot. So it's climbed past 325. It's heading up towards 350, but that's what everybody cooks with in their oven. There, yeah, it stopped climbing right before 350. So we'll come back and check on it in 20 minutes or so, see how she's doing. All right, here's how things are looking. We're about an hour and a half into the cook, maybe. The chicken's almost done, which is good because I haven't eaten breakfast or lunch and it's 2 o'clock. So, but yeah, things are looking good. Okay, so the bark really isn't developing well on this brisket. That's unfortunate, but that's not the most important part of the brisket. Bird's looking fantastic. It's done. We're pulling him off. We'll just keep trucking along. Well, I flipped the brisket to try and see if I needed to even things out, and that probably wasn't a good idea, so I flipped it back over, and we're just going to let it do its thing. We're still just running hickory and cherry. This is a big log of cherry. That's a couple of smaller hickories. We'll go ahead and throw another guy on there. Yeah, let's go a good hickory. Like I said, you know, we'll open that up. We'll get a bunch of air in there until it catches and ignites good. We don't want that dirty smoke going into the it looks like a tri-tip to me. I keep calling it a tri-tip. Little mini brisket. But when these flare up, they usually spike a little bit. So like right now, I just have everything opened up so that it can breathe, let a lot of the heat out, and let a lot of the dirty smoke out while this thing catches it and gets going. That bird does look good though. So at that point, I'll close the big lid. I'll close this lid, but leave the door open. So it's still getting a lot of air right now. And then what we'll do is we'll wait and we'll see what the smoke looks like coming from the top before we close that door back up. The smoke's looking good. Everything's looking clean, and that log caught pretty easily, pretty readily. So with that being the case, we'll close the door. We're still getting good clean smoke. And our heat will gradually rise back up to what we were. So I expect it to level out about 325. That's what this pit's been running. It's summertime. It's probably 80 degrees outside here in Michigan. So running those full-size splits like I do, this pit tends to run a little bit on the hot side, but my wife doesn't like the smoke. So I'd rather just smoke it hot and fast with clean smoke and not get Austin, Texas, craft barbecue style of rendering of fat and goodness out of it, and just have a serviceable brisket. But see, so now our heat's back up to 300. Smoke is still almost non-existent. So that's probably another reason why we're not getting a whole lot of bark too. But there she is. Man, you can't ask for a better day than this. There, now everything's running about normal. Just over 3. A little bit of light blue smoke coming out. And yeah, we're smoking brisket. Aldis brisket. Let's see how she does. Okay, I forgot to film taking out the bird or whatever, but it was cooked perfect. It was the best one I've smoked yet. As you can see, I had 2 wings, a leg, and a thigh for lunch, and my wife ate the other thigh. So it was good. Best chicken I've smoked so far. Good. Alright, so this guy's about done. It's probe tender. The fire pretty much died out too. It's only holding about 225. But there it is. Aldi brisket. Still looks like a tri-tip to me. Here's this Aldis brisket. Let's see how it came out. I don't know, I can tell that the grain's kind of running that way. This needs to be sharpened for sure. Well, it's probably going to be a little bit on the dry side because it's just the flat, but it's tender. I can taste their rub through it. It's okay.
You done?